We back.
We are.
Hello, Annette. How are
Hey,
you?
I am so good. Hey, I'm glad to be back.
Glad to be back. And
Yeah.
hello, movers. Man, we are back. We've been gone a minute. Welcome back, beauties. Thank you, Grace, Union Completion. Come on, say it, Annette.
Oh, completion. I've been practicing Grace.
Thank you all so much. We are so happy to be back. Hello, and how are y'all doing? Welcome. You have tuned back in. If you're rejoining, you have tuned back in. And if you are joining for the first time, you have tuned in to Can We Talk? Oh, we missed y'all too. You tuned in to Can We Talk? Brought to you by Movement Worldwide. We are a motivational organization there to educate minds, empower, nurture, and transform. We are a movement to move. Yes, we are a movement to move, helping others to thrust into their purpose, to live the best version of themselves and win. We tapped into some winning information. We have some winners' resources. We're seated at the winners' table. And guess what? We invite you to come right along with us, right, Annette?
Yes, that is so right. Listen, just because we were gone for a minute did not mean that we didn't miss you guys, but we needed that break. But listen, we got room at this table, so come sup with us. We have something for you tonight.
Mm-hmm. As the saints used to say, Annette, come where the table is spread, and the feast of the Lord is what?
Going on.
Is going on. Listen, y'all, we've been down for a minute. We had to take a much needed hiatus. And honestly, you know what? And then we were talking about this. You don't really know how much you need it until you take it.
Yeah, true.
You don't really know, you don't really realize how much your body, your mind, your spirit needs that minute down until you actually take a moment and say, you know what, we're gonna step away for a minute and we'll be back. And trust me, I was around here twiddling my thumbs, like I couldn't figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. I felt so out of sorts in that place in the beginning, and then I learned to embrace it, and I started to feel better and just operate better, and everything was just like, oh, okay, this is what it feels like when you take a much needed break. Yeah. So all of that was, hey, it was right on time, and I'm grateful that I did it. And I'm grateful that you got the downtime in that because you needed it with all that you're going through with your house and all of the stuff, behind Hurricane Ian. So listen, but we are back. And we thank you all so much because you could have gone anywhere else with your time, but you chose to come and spend it with us right here with Movement Worldwide for another episode of Can We Talk? And trust me, we coming back swinging, and we love what we do, and we wouldn't do anything else. And before we move on, hello, Sharon, you missed us. We missed you too. So before we move on with our discussion tonight, we're going to do a couple of things, cover some house rules. We want to ask that you all will do a few things for us. Number one, the video that you're watching, it's either on Facebook or YouTube. We ask that you please subscribe. If you're on one and you're not subscribed to the other, please go to the other, subscribe, or follow the page, join the group. The other thing we ask you to do is to give us a like, hit a thumbs up, hit a heart, whatever it is that you got to do on YouTube or Facebook. Give us some love. Show us some love. Let us know. Listen, we here for y'all. We got your back. Show us some love. So hit us with some love on Facebook. Hit us with some love on YouTube. The other thing that we ask you to do is to hit that arrow. There's an arrow button that says share. Hit that button. On Facebook, you can share it to your page. You can share it in your DM to your friends. You can share it, in a group or on a business page. You can share it anywhere on Facebook. That will allow you. And then with our YouTube, you can copy that link and you can send it out in text messages. You can send it out on WhatsApp. You can send it out in email. You can send it. Listen. Invite somebody, tell Lottie Dottie and everybody it's going on, and you need to jump on this platform right now to hear the conversation. And we have one for you tonight. So please subscribe, like, and share. The other thing is you can sow a seed. We are so grateful for every seed that is sown into this ministry. Every seed, we always pray that it returns to you 100-fold. We don't take it lightly. That for the seeds that are sown is how we do what we do. You can sow a seed via Cash App. Our Cash App is $Movement Worldwide. Or if you desire, you can come into covenant with us by becoming a patron. You, what'd you say? Oh, you become a patron? Oh, they ask good questions. Don't you think so, Annette?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
How do you become a patron? Well, you can do this. Bam! Go to our website, movementworldwide.org, and click the red button that says become a patron. It'll take you to patreon.com where you can set up your account and set your amount. We ask for $12 a month. That's 40 cents a day, $2.80 a week. That's one drink out at your dinner. Just get that lemonade, order water. You say, I'll have water with lemon, please. And then send that $2.80 to Movement Worldwide once save it up once a week and sow it by becoming a patron for $12 a month. But you can also set your amount for whatever amount you choose. And most of our patrons have done it for more than we ask, and we're always grateful. But guess what? No matter what the seed, it is all greatly appreciated. But what's mostly appreciated is your ENCE, your presence. And we love that more than your ENTS. We need the gifts. We need the seed. We ain't gonna lie. But we love the fact that you're here so we can say grace, grace, union, completion. And say hello, prophetess, elder Sharon Elaine Green, so that we can, just have conversation and just, be in communion with our people. So we like that more so than anything. So any seed is greatly appreciated. The other thing you can do is follow us everywhere you see that globe above Annette's head. Follow us on our platforms, Movement Worldwide, and you can email us your thoughts, views, comments, your topic ideas, concerns, everything to info@movementworldwide.org. Now, without further ado, we're going to go into our first order of conversation. This is how we do it. Oh, I just felt the moment over there. This is how we do it. This is how we go into our conversations. This is how we started off. We start off with that phrase, that idiom that just makes you go, just make you think, Annette.
Yeah.
Stole that from Arsenio Hall from back in the day. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Y'all probably saying, who is Arsenio? Good. Guess what? We did tell it, and guess what? It's ours now. But those things that just make you go, those thoughts, those idioms, those phrases, and that is our transformational topic. Our transformational topic tonight, we're going to go straight into our dialogue with you. Man, listen. Do you often find yourself searching for something to make you feel good about yourself? Every now and then? Yeah. Or just wondering why you can never feel completely worthy for the cause. Have you ever been involved in something and you don't feel like you're I don't deserve this. I'm not worthy of this, or I don't feel like I have what it takes to do this. You don't feel worthy for the call or the cause. Well, an object's value is determined by the price that someone is willing to pay for the item. A child grows into their value. When you have a child into this world, they grow into their value. That value depends on the nurturing from loving parents, from teachers, from the community or village of people that are around them. Take a little girl, for instance. A little girl grows up into a woman to understand her value, and that is usually cultivated by the love that she receives from her father. So many of us spend years in our lives not understanding just how valuable we are. We know that there are a lot of absent fathers in families, and we have the uncles and the godfathers and those people who take on those roles. And even for little boys, they're always told, be a man, and a lot of times they don't even understand their value because they're told that they can't cry because it means you're soft, all kinds of things. And so, we grow up with this misinterpretation of who we really are. And we spend a lifetime sometimes not understanding how valuable we are. We're looking for the approval and affirmation of man when the one who counts the most holds us at the highest value. And we start looking around and searching for that affirmation, searching for someone to value us, searching for someone to see us. We just want to be seen. We want to be heard. We want to be valued. And that is what happens a lot in the lives of individuals. We grow up not knowing it. We live a lifetime not knowing it, not seeing it, not feeling it, not understanding. We have no sense of understanding that we are valuable.
You see that?
You say, Bishop! Somebody praise him. My leaders are on. Oh, that's my bishop, y'all. That's my bishop right there. Mm-mm-mm. We love you. We missed you too. We missed you, missed you, missed you. But we grow up with this misplacement of value, and we don't really understand how valuable we are. And we start looking for it in other places and in other ways. There's a song called Looking for Love. Remember that song?
Yeah.
Love in all the wrong places. Looking for love in too many faces. Searching their eyes. Looking for traces of what I'm dreaming of, hoping to find a friend and a lover. I'll bless the day I discover another heart. Looking for love. I hope they might
Oh,
tag us for that, right? Here I am doing the whole chorus. That
yeah.
song, Looking for Love. When I look at that song, I think about the fact that we spend sometimes a lifetime doing just that. We looking for love everywhere. Oops, sorry, y'all. I should have put my phone on vibrate. We spend a lifetime looking for love. He said, I was on my way to Florida riding a gator on a fluorescent green deacon suit. In a fluorescent green deacon suit. A cowboy hat. He was coming to Florida and that looking for us if we didn't come back home. We got you, Bishop. That's so funny. So we spend so much time looking, y'all. We're searching, we're looking, we're searching, we're looking. But when you try Jesus, I mean, really give in and give your life to him. Think back in that. Woo, you'd be so happy when you first get saved. You want to preach to everybody.
Sure. Oh,
a dog, a frog. You always want to walk. I just want to witness to somebody. Tell them the goodness of Jesus. You can always send somebody who just got saved, especially the ones that you done led to Christ, and then they try to come back and resave you. Mm-hmm. I had to happen a lot. Like you do realize I'm the one who prayed the salvation prayer over you, right? So I know Jesus. So when you really give your life to him, there's no greater feeling than to know above anything else and everyone else in the world that he loves you the absolute most. God paid a high ransom for your life, good people. He sacrificed his only son, Jesus. He sent Jesus to die an excruciating death for you. And Jesus was willing to pay the price. He paid for your freedom so that you could live free from guilt or shame. We can live free from the weight of our past mistakes. We can know that God is for us and is with us regardless of life's circumstances. We are loved and we are accepted. No matter where you are or how dark your path gets, God paid such a heavy price for you that it doesn't matter. His love covers a multitude of sins. You're chosen. You're chosen no matter what anybody thinks. You're chosen. The Bible says in 1 Peter 2, verse 9, it says, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who that called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. You don't have to stay in that dark place. If you are questioning the value of your life, and sometimes, life can take you there where you question everything. You question everybody. You question your salvation. You question your purpose. You question your call. You question whether or not you're a good mom. You question whether you're a good father. You question whether or not, I should have done this and I should have done, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Stop. So what you fail? So what you don't make the mark all the time? God still chose you. And don't worry about what folk got to say. He did it because you are worth it. You're worth it. We talk about this all the time, that souls are so important that both the devil and God wants them.
Yeah.
That's the value of it. The devil wants it, and so does God. And we have to understand if it's something that both want, that's got to mean a whole lot. And you've got to understand that because of the fact that he gave his only begotten son for you, that no matter what you do, when you're saved by grace, by your faith, you are saved and you are baptized with the Holy Spirit and you are sealed until the day of redemption. That means something. And all of that was done, and all of that keeps you, it seals you, it sustains you. Why? Because you are worth it. I want you to type that in right now. I am worth it. Because sometimes we don't believe it, sometimes we don't see it, and sometimes we lose sight of it. But I want you to type it in. I am worth it. He loves me. He called me. He chose me. Why? Because I'm worth it. I am worth it. And I want you to grab that. I want you to live with that. I want you to I want you to ingest that. I want you to feel that no matter what anyone can say or do, he did it because you're worth it. And that word worth, when I looked it up, I didn't even think, I wasn't even thinking about it, that this word was a verb. It has a verb tense. But it
Okay.
only has one tense. And y'all know I like to take a verb and deal with it from a transitive and intransitive state. A transitive verb needs an object to make sense, but an intransitive verb makes sense without one. Hello, Arnita. Elder Arnita is with us tonight. You see the bishop done been over here and cut up. But you are worth it. And when we look at the word worth, I like to take that verb. Yes, I see y'all. I am worth it. Yes, you are, Annette. You're worth it. You're worth it, Constance. You're worth it, Arnita. You're worth it, Grace. You're worth it, Bishop. You are worth it, Sharon. And we are all worth it. You are worth it. And that word, it only comes in an intransitive tense. Remember, a transitive verb needs an object to make sense, but an intransitive verb makes sense without one. And that word worth means become.
Hmm.
I might not be what I'm supposed to be, but God knows that I am to become what he has called me to be by grace. Because why? To use the word worth in a sentence, it's because you are worth fighting for. Ah! Because it usually comes before or after an ing word when it's used as a verb. So you're worth fighting for. You are worth it. And I want you to grasp that. I want you to know it. And I want you to keep that in your spirit. That is the transformational topic. Your thoughts, Annette.
Yeah, I was thinking about when you was saying that. I had to reflect just for a second over my own life. So many years I devalued who I was.
Mm,
I didn't see my worth because I based my worth on what the world said, and that you'll get in trouble every time. So I had to go learn how to go to the Word and see how God addressed me. And
mm-hmm,
so many times we struggle, we devalue. People go to their graves never understanding the importance of their lives and why that God allowed them to be here because they felt
mm-hmm,
worthless.
mm-hmm.
People
You
with
felt
it ain't
worthless.
about
You're
money
right.
either. It ain't
You're
about
right.
money. Yeah, plenty of people got money and they still struggle in that area.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Money doesn't handle it. Money
Mhm.
doesn't soothe or it can't buy you the happiness and all of that. It can do a lot of things. It answers
Mhm.
to a lot of things. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the value, how you value yourself, you have got to see yourself through God's eyes and know that you are worth the sacrifice that it means. You're worth him forgiving you. You are worth him calling you. You are worth him giving you purpose. You are worth him blessing you. Yes, you're worth it. So walk in that worthiness.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Mm.
Hallelujah. All right. Woo! I love that. So with that being said, it's time for us to transition. Time for us to transition to the next phase of our conversation. But before we do, we have our Can We Talk toast. Annette, can we talk? Bam! 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 Look at us. We skinny.
I love it.
I do
Love
too.
it.
Annette
That's
made
right.
this, y'all. She made this. You notice that's our faces. Remember how I used to wear? I used to wear my hair like that all the
Oh,
time. That was my hairstyle. I would have my little one side hanging longer than the other. Yes, can we talk? Yes, we can. We must. We've been on a hiatus, and it's time for us to talk again. But before we go to the next phase, we're going to go to a quote from the quoteologist herself. We're going to pause for a moment for our Annettism, brought to you by Annette L. Anderson. And we'll be right back in a minute. You still have time to call somebody and to let them know, hey, they're on. It's on and popping. Get on here. Come on, share it, share it, share it, and invite somebody in. We'll be right back in a minute.
change is the evolution of being different than you were before the change. Whether you are ready or not, change will happen. Change takes place in the body, mind, and spirit. The body grows old. The mind is always teachable, and the spirit lives once the flesh dies. Change happens without permission, and it will continue to change. The seasons constantly alternate. There's the spring, the summer, fall, and winter. The sun and the moon will rise and fall. The thoughts and ideologies of man are altered by the good and the not so good. We are in a reviving evolution, and change is happening. So we must figure out how to fit in the change while the change is changing, so that we will be able to change. This is Annettism's expressions.
Wonderful change.
Yeah. It is so good to be back. And yeah, change. Listen, we've changed, and it's just the time we were off, because we were off from doing this. It was much needed. So yeah, change is going to happen, whether you like it or not. It's going to happen.
It's gonna happen.
Because the other day I went to get up and need these knees, like
Girl, who you telling?
like well, these knees not good. But anyway, it's time for the power tool. We absolutely love the power tool. There are some matters and experiences that cause people to become hurt. All these words I'm about to say, I've experienced it. Hurt, fractured, or broken spiritually and emotionally. I walked in those areas. Sometimes it takes a conversation to mend a broken heart or spirit. In some cases, a band-aid won't do it. Stop covering that up. Stop covering that thing up, because it's going to fester. Yeah, get a scab. But yeah, time scab that you go picking, and it comes infested again. So you, listen, this is what you need. You need a power tool.
Power tool.
So tonight, I wanted to deal with something I've been watching. A little bit of news I do watch. I try to stay away from it because it gets me all riled up. But it's just a free speech can be costly. Speech that does, and then I saw this statement when I was doing my research, say speech that does not offend anyone needs no protection. And I thought, you got to be kidding me. Their Constitution talks about, about the Constitution says this, and the Constitution, and I was thinking, like, did y'all really read what it says? Yeah, it does. It gives you a right to speak. It gives you a right to be able to voice your opinion, regardless of religion, whatever. There's a section in the U.S. Constitution, Amendment 1, where Congress should not make no law respecting an establishment or religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, abridges freedom of speech. But under this amendment, the federal government cannot suppress or restrict the free speech of any United States resident. Because of this restriction on government, residents have a fundamental right to free expression with their personal opinions and protected speech without restriction. But the thing is, what they forgot to do, they forgot to keep reading. When we keep, I have a right. I have a right. Okay, keep reading, baby. Your rights are restricted. I don't care. Freedom of speech does not mean that anybody can say whatever they want without consequences. There's the consequences. So one of the things that you're not supposed to do is incite violence or hate speech. Well, that's all. So for all of them running around telling me, I have a right. No, no. It's very clear that it says, and if you go back and read the same Constitution y'all like to talk about all the time, but no hate speech. And that's all I hear. Inciting violence. What was January 6th about? You know, and it's to produce and distribute obscene materials, and the list go on and on. Print articles in school, make obscene statements at school system, and these and all of these were challenged when it was first instituted by free speech. There were people who would challenge that. They filed grievances, they went to the court, and then this is what happened once they did. So I was thinking, like, most of the stuff that I hear about free speech really it's just negativity. It's calling people names. Kanye West, he made some remarks, and I thought it was interesting about him. I listened to him, which I normally don't. He said his name is Ye or whatever. I'm gonna call him what his mama called him. Mama named him Kanye. That's what I'm calling. But he went on to, he was talking about Black folks, and he kept using the N word over and over. But there was no pushback. There was no pushback at all that he said all these things, but all of a sudden when he made certain remarks against certain group of people started getting rid of him, Adidas and so many others. I saw a video of him that he said a while ago that he could say anything he wanted to say in Adidas and none of them would ever drop him. Well, I think what happened with Kanye is, I think when he looked in the mirror, he realized just what color he is, because I heard a man talking today, I can't think of his name, was talking about Muhammad Ali, and said Muhammad Ali kept using the N-word about himself, and he said he didn't understand why he kept doing that. What he was saying is, regardless of how many millions I may have, how my face is on the wheat bottle, what box, cereal box, and I'm famous. He said, at the end of the day, I'm still going to be looked at a certain way. And so here's Kanye with the $1 million. Here's Kanye acting like he got it going on. Okay, yeah, you were wearing the White Lives Matter, but at the end of the day, bro, do it really matter? But the $1 million question is, why this didn't happen a long time ago? Why didn't somebody come forward and say, hey, we don't want you using that kind of language. Stop using the N-word. And I know I hear it all the time, which it bugs me. They're going, well, the rappers use it, but I'm not a rapper. I'm not a rapper. And a lot of Black Americans are not rappers. And we don't like that statement. But it didn't matter what he said until he said it about a group of people. So free speech can be costly. Now, granted, the man, I know that, he gonna lose money. He probably did lose money. I mean, he'll never be poor, I'm sure. But what this said, it taught him a lesson. It taught him that you just because you can say it out your mouth, don't make it right. It wasn't right what he said. But when he said it about Black folks, it didn't matter, because they looked at him. At the end of the day, he's still a Black man talking about Black folks, and so he got away with that. This is the same man who said racism. We had a choice. We didn't. When people racism, slavery were a choice. Well, that's a lie. It wasn't a choice. Here was a man that he running around just because he was sitting on 45 desks, and he was kicking it. No, baby, they were using you. They use you because they think you speak for us. You don't speak for us. You speak for you. And so here he is saying all kinds of stuff. And then I read something recently about him. He has since apologized, because he even, oh my God, he really drove me insane. He even talked about George Floyd, that he died because of drugs. No, he died because, I don't care how much drugs he had in his system. What killed him was somebody kneeling on his neck. So you have to be careful. So he has apologized. So he said, when I questioned the death of George Floyd, it hurt my people. Oh, so you can come to the barbecue now? Okay. You're going to bring the potato salad? Okay. He said, I want to apologize because God has showed me by what Adidas is doing, by what the media is doing. I know how it feels to have a knee on your neck. No, but you cannot equate what.
No, you cannot.
No, you're just having a little discomfort. He died. So all of a sudden you invited to the barbecue. No, you can't come to the barbecue, and a few more of them will never be invited to the barbecue. All of a sudden, my people. Well, stuff hurt your people because people been complaining about it. So he said, so thank you, God, for this is what he said. So thank you, God, for humbling me and letting me know how it really felt. The paparazzi, about he told the paparazzi about killing the Floyd killing. Because how could the richest black man, this is what he said. I say so much arrogance, oh man. He said, because how could the richest black man ever be humbled other than to be made to be a billionaire in front of everyone off of one comment. In other words, he's saying that had to happen to him in order for him to be humbled. Bro, he not humbled. He just waiting for it to blow over. He is, because you've been saying things. Don't act like you didn't know stuff you were saying didn't hurt folks. Don't act like it, because the stuff you said out your mouth, bro, it caused problems. So free speech can be costly. And he saw firsthand all of those ones will say, "Attaboy, we got you. Oh, you better go." Him and Candace and all y'all kicking it. And Herschel Walker and even what's his name that's on the Supreme Court, y'all all 4 peas in a pod. But at the end of the day, stuff you say out your mouth, and the only reason they haven't got Candace, because she's still saying what they want to hear. The minute she does, baby, she's gonna learn that there's certain things that you cannot say. Free speech can be costly. So when I was reading about him, so I went to a couple of scriptures, and I'm almost through. I went to a couple of scriptures, and I'm not just singling out Kanye. I'm just talking about him because of the fact it's just been. Every time you click your phone or your computer on his face popping up and him with that stupid thing in his mouth. I don't know what that's all about. But, I'm a little older, so maybe that's a young person stuff. I don't know what that's in his mouth. It looks like something wrong with him. I don't know, but when I think about him, it's not just him, it's us too. Even in your personal life, even when you're raising children, stuff you can say to your children. Now you done talked about little Johnny's daddy, how he ain't no good, ain't gonna never amount to nothing. He low down, he dirty. But then you'll tell little Johnny Jr., you're just like your daddy. So you have to be careful of the words that you say. Yeah, it's free, but it's a cost. Not only will it cost you, it will cost your children. There have been things that have been said to me that it took years for me to really let go of, because I took that to heart. Well, the Bible says in Proverbs 12:8, it said, a man is commended according to his good sense, but one of twisted mind is despised. So we got people now a little twisted. Like the children used to say, you got it twisted. Bro, you got it twisted. You just a black man. Bro, you got it twisted. I'm not saying, well, yeah, I am saying because of him, that's what happened. You got it twisted, even in your personal life, in with your friends, or with your mother, or in your whether you're in school or whether you church environment. Be careful of the words that you say, because it costs. And finally, Proverbs 15:1 says this: a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. A soft answer turn away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. And so what I'm going back to Kanye just for a moment, and him and people like him and Candace, and not I'm just singling them because I know people that's not well known, that they keep mess going. That's just keep mess going. And what they do, they do it for shock value. They do it, say, look at me. I ain't with the rest of the black people. I'm over here, Mr. Master Sir. No, baby. Be careful of the words you say, because words have a way of coming back. So just know, free speech can be costly. And that's all I want to share, Anita. You want to interject?
Yeah. The thing is, he ain't been right since his mama died. I see that Sharon posted something, and I was ready to comment. To me, he has not been right since then. But when it comes down to, sometimes when we start spewing off at the mouth, I remember I used to say this all the time to Kyle and my friend's little girl. We raised those kids together, and I used to pull Kyle and Janai aside and say, you know what? Be careful what comes out of your mouth, because once you say it, you can't take it back. Words cost. And those were the exact words I used to use with them. Words cost. And you have to be mindful. And I wasn't always mindful. I have said some
Either.
crap. I have spewed some crap out of my mouth that I wish I could take back. But once you let it out of your mouth, you cannot take it back. Sound goes out into the cosmos. It keeps traveling and traveling. And words replay in people's minds. That foolishness, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me is the biggest lie. Because those words will replay. They get into your subconscious. They come up and sneak up on you, and they replay over and over again. You ugly, you ugly, you stupid, you stupid, you stupid, you ugly, you broke, you this, you that. And you have to be mindful of the words that you speak. And then when you're spewing junk and sowing seeds of discord in other people's lives, and and it's it's funny, in the moment. And when you're sitting on your high horse, and like you said, around the desk with the comb over Messiah and all your little people, y'all peas in a pod, and you coming against, people who look just like you. You got the same skin color, and you don't realize that you're a pawn, you're a puppet, you're being used for an agenda. You have to be mindful of the fact that not everybody has your best interests at heart, and it doesn't do you any good to bring any group of people down. But now when it comes out, when it hits on other soil, then it becomes an issue. I hate and despise that N word. I can't stand it. When I have song, here's people have it in their songs. I buy the clean version. I stream the clean version. I don't want to hear it. It's not cute to me. It's not a word that I use, that I frequently use. But you know what? Here's something that, in our society, we have to teach our kids. We skipped generations where kids that had no clue who they were. Black people got comfortable and we forgot. We started forgetting our history and the legacy. And now that things are happening since, the deaths of all of these Black men under the hands of police officers, since being under leadership in this country where they don't care about people of our color, of race. They like, okay, if your skin is dark, black or brown, they don't care. And it's showing more and more every day. And a lot of people who have been in the closet, they've been emboldened and they're coming out with their foolishness. So now everybody's like, oh, wow, now you want to wake up. You've been talking about you've been woke all this time, but now you want to wake up. But yeah, and I agree with you. He's not remorseful. He just sad right now.
He just said to my people.
It's in the moment right now because he's in the spotlight. He's losing all his little contracts and stuff. But he got enough money. He can handle it. He'll hire him a PR person. He'll come up with a strategy. He's an entertainer. He know how to win back the public. He'll win them back. Let's see what you do then.
That's right. It hurt my boy.
You want to quote scripture now, and you want to be Black now, and you want to talk. You want to regret and apologize now, but you already said what you said
and been cursed. Oh man.
You said what you said, and that's what and that's how it happens. You tell people, it's like, I can forgive you, but I can't forget what you said because you said it. It came out your mouth.
Yeah, and
be mindful what comes out of your mouth. The best way that you can get past something that you did like that you said is to not say nothing else, and to change your life, to practice not allowing junk to spew out of your mouth. Because like I said, I'm not perfect. I've been there, Annette, but I had to change.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he even after that, he still said, I read some other stuff. I said, well, that's his little red wagon. He got to pull it. He got
to pull it. My mama with that. That's his little red wagon.
So,
All right. And yep, they stick like glue. I'm rubbing you glue. Whatever you say to me bounces off of me and sticks to you. Remember that. All right, good people. So we've had our power tool. We've had our transformational topic. It's time to go to the next phase of our conversation. So we're going to pause right now for a commercial break. You still got time to invite some people because we got our wonderful, wonderful topics that we're coming up with next. But before that, we're going to pause for a commercial break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Peace.
Walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction with Power Walk Sunday. Each and every Sunday at 10 a.m. live on multiple platforms.
Sure that toxic relationship we came out of don't make us bitter, but make us better. And so you're looking for somebody good out there, but you're not good yourself. So the thing about it is working within yourself. When you go into the relationship as your best and they go into the relationship as their best, then you have a great relationship.
Welcome to another amazing episode of the TMT podcast,
as we continue to help you take your relationship from surviving to thriving.
TNT, that's Tuesday Night Talk with Annette L. Anderson, every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live on multiple platforms. Go where you can soar. That's speak it, orated, articulated, and reverberated. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Go to elbwell.com, join the journey, and take your life back. If you don't have your copy, get yours today at Amazon.com. That's Living Life One Quote at a Time by Annette L. Anderson. Helping us grow spiritually together. Tired of the fluff and puff of playing church? Ready to be a powerful vessel? Ready to work the word? Join Connie Green every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. And we're here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. live with Can We Talk? Your co-hosts, Annette L. Anderson and Anita Faye Wilson, with Tea Time Topics, where we discuss trending subjects and current events. You can also discuss these with your Can We Talk coffee mug. Email us at info@movementworldwide.org. They're $15, and that includes shipping. Make a donation via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide, or go to our website, click the Patreon button, and sow a seed of $12 per month. That's 40 cents a day. Whatever the seed, it's greatly appreciated. Be sure to follow us on all platforms. Click the notification button, subscribe, like, and don't forget to share. It's that time. Tea Time Topics. Tea Time Topics. Tea Time Topics. I love Tea Time Topics. I love Tea Time Topics. I love Tea Time Topics. That's my favorite part of the show, y'all. I love Tea Time Topics. So we're going in our Tea Time Topics right about now. Boom! This is our first one, y'all. Woo, Lord, what is the world coming to? We don't even understand, honey. It's on and popping now. Elon Musk has completed his $44 billion deal to buy Twitter. A source familiar with the deal told CNN Thursday, putting the world's richest man in charge of one of the world's most influential social media platforms. Musk fired CEO Parag Agrawal and two other executives, according to two people familiar with the decision. Twitter declined to comment. The deal's closing removes a cloud of uncertainty that has hung over Twitter's business, employees, and shareholders for much of the year. After initially agreeing to buy the company in April, Musk spent months attempting to get out of the deal, first citing concerns about the number of bots on the platform and later allegations raised by a company whistleblower. Musk appeared to acknowledge the takeover in a tweet Thursday night, saying, "The bird is freed." By completing the deal, Musk and Twitter have avoided a trial that was originally set to take place earlier this month. But Musk's takeover and the immediate firings of some of its top executives now raise a host of new questions for the future of social media platform and the many concerns of society placed on it by perhaps most immediately. Many will be watching to see how soon Musk will let former President Donald Trump back on the platform, as he previously said he would do. Earlier this week, Musk visited Twitter's San Francisco headquarters to meet with employees. He also posted an open letter to Twitter advertisers saying he doesn't want the platform to become a free-for-all hellscape where anything can be said with no consequences. The acquisition also promises to extend Musk's influence. The billionaire already owns, oversees, and
or has significant stakes in companies developing cars, rockets, robots, and satellite internet, as well as more experimental ventures such as brain implants. Now he controls a social media platform that shapes how hundreds of millions of people communicate and get their views. This is not good, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on that?
No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I don't really use it, but a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think one person need to have that much power.
That's what it is.
He may be an all right guy, but I just because I don't know him, but only thing he said, I hope he stand true because to what he said about it because it can get out of hand if he because oh yeah, it can get out of hand. It's already getting out of hand. It's been some very negative stuff being said. See, it's easy when you're on the outside looking in. You're gonna go in there and make it straighten it out. Oh yeah, I'm coming. But he's soon to find out it's not gonna be as easy as he think.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. People. Oh yeah. Oh, he there now. He going no. It's gonna be consequences to that. So hey.
I think that where this is headed and that we don't see it, but I really believe that it's coming to this very thing right here that it's about to be. I think that's where we headed with this situation.
Yeah. And I think to me,
that's where I think we headed.
He wasn't smart. He shouldn't have fired them right away.
Mm-hmm.
Because regardless of what, I don't care how, if you got trillions of dollars, that you don't know everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You don't.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's it. Hey, that's him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, but because I all they ever do, I don't know. It just don't work for me. But there's thousands of people who do.
Mm-hmm. Thousands of people, and you know what? It's too much influence, and his hand is in so much in this country that people are not. I know people don't really pay attention. Except the powers that be, the 1%, they know exactly what they're doing. But there's so many people who just are not paying attention to where this thing is headed. So just be mindful. And then y'all gonna be looking down the road 10 years from now, like, I can't believe they doing that. Well, child, it was set up way back when y'all let this man get his hand in space, in brains, in social media, in the way people think, how they spend their money, how they communicate, all of that. This is what happened. This is what the outcome is. So yeah, and you're right. That's the arrogance and ignorance of him. You are right. Absolutely. I 100% agree with you. Great Space Union completion. All righty. So yeah.
Oh, well.
So that's how we feel about that.
Yeah.
So all right, fellas, come on, take us to the next one.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
All righty. Oh man, hold on 1 second here. Okay, so I want to talk about this young man here, Texas. Herbert Earl Rogers of Houston waited 7 hours outside of Texas Southern University to vote in the state presidential primary in March 2020, and he was arrested. They said he voted illegally. And he was arrested and charged with 2 counts of illegal voting, a felony, according to court dockets. Well, at the end of the day, the young man, he voted because he didn't know it was illegal, and he did vote it. So Tommy Bursa Clancy, a senior staff attorney for the American Civil Liberties Union of Texas, and one of the lawyers representing Mr. Rogers, said Mr. Rogers thought he could vote during the primary. And so Republicans in Texas and other battleground states have been pushing aggressively to restrict voting laws because of the former president. And but anyway, he was exonerated. But what they're doing, they're pushing stuff that shouldn't be pushed because it doesn't make no sense. I'm gonna read the one from Florida too, Anita.
Mm-hmm.
And also, this was in Texas. So now only both of these Republicans state, okay? God, Florida, one of the 20 people, mostly black, was arrested for voting illegally as part of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' effort to crack down on voters fraud. Had his charges dismissed on Friday. I don't get DeSantis because we didn't have a problem here with voting. I'm like, but there was no issue. We had no problem because you know what? I believe it was some cheating, but as long as y'all people, Trump won, it didn't cheat. Nobody cheated.
Okay.
So, he cheated. So I guess the cheat only happened when he lost. So anyway, a Miami State judge threw out the case against Robert Lee Wood, ruling the statewide prosecutor who is overseeing all 20 cases had no jurisdiction because of the alleged crime did not occur in at least 2 judicial circuits. The decision could pave the way for similar findings in some or all of the other cases. And they're talking about they're going to appeal. But see, and this is what they did. I'm saying this right quick. This is what they did. He voted one place, right? And according to the law, if he was 2 places, but then they said, oh yeah, but they sent it to Tallahassee, but he didn't vote there.
Mm-hmm.
So they trying to change the law that they instituted now to fit into the narrative, and it was thrown out.
And that's, and that's the thing. And unfortunately, in a lot of cases in that, those situations won't be because of how the court is packed with people with a biased opinion. Yeah. And that's what our politics, unfortunately, has come to. That's why it's so important that people vote. And, a lot of people will be sitting back and crying and whining when things start to get tougher and harder. Well, that's because you let all of this stuff slide. And we've been telling you forever, as all those people did, they marched and died and bled and got beat up and killed and everything else so that you would have a right to vote. And now you got to the point that you believe every little wind of doctrine that tell you that voting ain't right, or you come to your own little theological conclusions as to why you're not voting to make an excuse for something that you just don't take the responsibility to do. So, at the end of the day, it's really sad, but it's come to that. And it's a shame to attack people like this. It makes no sense. And this dog is going in. She had to get up and get some silence for good old Axel A. He hearing some stuff that we don't hear. But yeah, it's really sad. And I got something for all of y'all, because you know what? It doesn't make sense to put people through this kind of madness. So for all of you, I wish I had 100 of these. I said every time, I wish I could do this amplified 400-500 times for how I feel about the foolishness and what you are putting people through, all because they're trying to vote. Period. So that's all I got to say in that.
Mm-hmm.
I know you mad. You had to go. You got that frown on your face because you put Axel out.
I just standing to the door looking at it, barking like, wow.
That's what they do. They hear stuff we don't hear. Yeah. He doing his job. He doing his job. You should have let him out before you started. All right, fellas. Since Axel got his point across, come on and take us to the next one.
Moving. We keep it moving.
Well, looky here. This is a funny one to me. 4 residents of the Villages arrested for casting multiple votes on 2020 election. Cactic 63 is accused of voting by mail in Florida on October 2020, while also casting an absentee ballot in his original home state in Michigan, court records show. Halstead 71 voted in person in Florida, but also casted an absentee ballot in New York. Cactic and Halstead turned themselves in to Sumter County Jail on outstanding warrants, court's records show. Ryder 61 was arrested in Brevard County. Deputies and Royal Caribbean cruise ships terminal at Port Canaveral on December 3rd, according to the court records. Details of the accusations against him were not immediately available, but prosecutors indicate that he also cast ballots both out of state and in Florida. Cactic, Halstead, and Ryder could not be immediately reached for a comment. There is no indication from court records that they know each other. Charles Barnes is the latest resident of the Villages to face voter fraud charges. Mm-hmm. See, and this is what you were talking about in that. It doesn't, when this is the foolishness. It's like when the attack goes so much against people of color. And look who's doing it, and it's just blatantly out there. Boom. Mm-hmm. That's foolishness. She's talking about Axel is mad too. But that's true. Look at him. And here's the thing. It's happening in the rich communities. It's happening amongst, the party that claimed that they've got high morals. And they want to claim that every Democrat is casting multiple votes. Hello, those are not. Your thoughts, Annette?
Yeah, you know what? I had been knew about them. Oh, I want to say, oh, so it looked like y'all just arresting the people who the Democrats. That's the problem I had. If you're going to implement a law, it's across the board. So I
Thank
just
you.
had to pull up these nice full of people from the
Mm-hmm.
rich community, because that's a very wealthy community. That
Mm-hmm.
there's probably more of them, but they ain't gonna talk about that. They're not gonna go and arrest them and rough them up. So yeah.
So you feeling right about now?
Yeah.
And they look, hey, they look so sad and pitiful on their little shots, right? Look at it looking like, oh
Yeah.
Lord. Look at the second one. He looking like, oh my God, they caught me.
Yeah.
You, God is not mocked. He has no respect to person. That what your man soweth,
Right.
shall he also reap. You reap
Mhm.
what you sow. You keep doing the foolishness. If whatever's done in the dark, it's always going to come to light. Period.
Always.
Woo! All right, fellas, take us to the next one.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
Okay, these are some nice looking brothers. Brothers in Louisville have been on the breakneck pace of distillation and expansion since the Kentucky Alcoholic Beverage Control Board approved this distillery in 2020. So they've been on the move. These brothers released its first bourbon early this year from Source Bourbon, and hope to release its own distillate. Is that how I pronounce it? In 2020. Distillery.
No, no, I
Distillery.
haven't even looking at the
Oh,
page.
we've got quite a bit of momentum, quite a bit of support from the community, from the retailers and distribution.
Mm-hmm.
Distribution. The
Mm-hmm.
CEO of Brow Brothers told the GRIO. I'm sure it's the way you're supposed to pronounce it, but anyway, they
Mm-hmm.
have potential. They have potential a huge market among the Black consumers, who represent 13% of the national population, only 9% of the bourbon drinkers. Oh, we don't drink bourbon. I don't know. I don't drink, but oh, I didn't know that. New York Times reported Kentucky 68 distillers produce 90% all of the world's bourbon. 95%. That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they definitely need to tap into that.
Mm-hmm.
We call it transition bourbon. That's what they call it for people who don't really drink bourbon. Because I've been around that I know they drink. I never hear them say anything about bourbon. They never tried. They say they never tried to taste it like other things beyond bourbon. Yalbert said, "We think it's a great introductory bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very nice, approachable, and versatile bourbon for entry level drinkers." Okay,
Okay.
y'all better start drinking entry level. Entry level. He said, "I recommend trying it with ice, but you need to cut it and add some small drops of water at times instead of a full ice cube." Boy, he telling you how to drink it. Uh,
Okay.
he said, "Don't mix bourbon." He said, "But I could see it in the old fashioned and Manhattan, even in your favorite soft drink." He said, and
Mm.
he went on to say also mix well with lemonade. So for the bourbon drinkers, they say you can put a little lemonade in. I don't know, but the fact of the matter is, they're tapping into area that there are not any Black people, and so
Yes, and
yeah,
that therein lies the moment right there, is that they're tapping into a market that has been monopolized until now.
yeah,
And their last name really is Yarborough. So that, but they call them the Bro Brothers. But these boys, these guys have done their thing, and they're brothers for real. They're blood brothers. So that
wow,
is amazing to see that, they've tapped into a market, and it had to be hard. They had to fight a lot of opposition. They
yeah,
had to go through a lot of things to get to the place to be respected enough to actually get your product out,
yeah,
because a lot of times they steal, they do everything, they knock it down, they do everything in their power to keep you from rising. Oh, but they made it. They made it. They made it. And we love it. And we give them a teams up and an
yeah.
applause. Yes, 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 yes,
Amazing.
yes.
And this, I'll say that this let us know that there's all kind of ways to tap in this country. There's
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of ways. Stuff we don't even think about. People out there are doing great things. Because I
Mm-hmm.
would never do a bourbon, but hey, but somebody did.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Somebody did. All right, fellas. I ain't mad at you. Y'all doing your thing. All right, fellas, but no name. Maybe y'all will get a name in 2023. Come on and take us to the next one.
Moving. We keep it moving.
That's on the agenda. We need some names.
I know, right? All righty. Taking us on to the next one. Gracie Benedict Kane is empowering and encouraging independence for those who are blind and visually impaired through her company, Braille Code Inc. The mission is dear to her heart because her 15-year-old son, Wani Benedict, was born with septo-optic nerve dysplasia. The condition is called septo-optic dysplasia because of the underdevelopment of the optic nerves and problems with the septum, leaving him legally blind. Through Blind Code, Benedict Kane wants to shed light on the inconveniences and visual impaired individuals face that the sighted world may not think of. Then create change. The CEO is making the changes she wants to see. She wrote a book entitled What's Cool About Braille School that follows 3 characters who are blind. Also, she has a patent for her own Braille labels to put on clothing and footwear. I'm implementing this because it's a great need, she asserts. My Braille labels consist of right and left, and it has a number system for pairing. So let's say a blind person who is going to get their shoe or they're messy and they can't find their shoe. It's like you can't find it. You can't find their shoe, or your shoes are like in disarray in your closet. You can't find them. It has the number system with right 1 or L1, right 2, L2, right 3, L3. It has a number system that doesn't end. It continues Benedict Kane. It's actually a dual directional cue label for people who are visually impaired, people who are blind, or even children who are learning how to put their shoes on the right foot. Sighted kids can actually use it as well by looking at the label and seeing the R and the L. They can put it together. Benedict Kane advised to parents who have children who are legally blind and wonderfully made like Wani Benedict and want to give them independence. It's so scary to free yourself from that, she reveals. These are things, Annette, that sometimes we take things so for granted that we don't realize that that's something that people who are visually impaired deal with. I never thought about that.
Me either. Yeah.
But the one thing I remember, like with Ray Charles in the movie, how he said that he had somebody to stitch certain things in his socks so he'll know what color they are.
Wow.
But you would think that in a world that we have advanced so much that we would have thought about something like that.
Yeah. She hasn't.
Well, I'm glad she did.
So again, it is. Listen, y'all. You may have an idea, a thought, a dream, a vision. Put it out there. Reach out to the movement or somebody else you can trust and say, "Hey, I got this idea."
Put it out there.
You don't know what can come out.
You have no idea.
Yeah, that was like, God, please. But she lived it, and she incorporated her business. That's her business.
I love it. Black Girls Rock.
Yeah.
We applaud her greatly because that is definitely a need. Oh. That's exciting. Yeah. All right, fellas, take us to the next one.
Moving. We keep it moving.
Now I didn't want to do this one, but anyway. Here we go, y'all. Okay, on the end of the phone was a Columbus. I'm starting it off this way. You'll see why. On the end of the phone was a Columbus County Chef, Jody Green. On the other was then Captain Jason Souls, who had just been tapped to lead the chef office while election officials investigated a complaint questioning whether Green was eligible to serve as a chef. Green wanted to know who in the department had communication with Louis Hatcher, the former chef who Green had narrowly defeated in an election, and Melvin Campbell, recently fired sergeant, both of whom are African American. In Green's word, they had a snitch in the office leaking information to his political opponent, who had sued to be reinstated until the election protests were resolved. He said, "I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these black B word," said Green to Souls. "I'm going to clean house and be done with it." And we will start from there. The call between Green and Soul took place about 2 months into what was a tumultuous start to Green's career as chef. I think he cheated. Green beat Hatchett in the 2018 election by 34 votes at the time when election fraud in this rural part of North Carolina was making national headlines. Yeah, the results were protested in part over concerns Green didn't actually live. Oh, he didn't actually live in Columbus County as required by the law. He had also been improperly sworn in before the state certified the election result. An investigation underway into Columbus County Sheriff Office following allegations that Chef Jody Green made racially charged comments. The investigation is led by the State Bureau of Investigation. The agency says Columbus County District Attorney John David requested the SBI to look into the allegation of obstruction of justice surrounding the Columbus Sheriff Office. The association is calling the comments racially derogatory, insulting, and offensive. What he said, he was going to get rid of all the black folks.
Mm-hmm.
That was in the office. So leaders with the NAACP at the state and county level say they would like for Green to also resign from his position as Columbus County Sheriff. He needs to tender his resignation immediately. Mm-hmm. So as of now, I don't know if this has happened, but what he didn't understand that he was when he said some more stuff, I just chose not to put it on here, but he said plenty of stuff about black folks.
Oh yeah, it was a lot. I mean, we covered the other perspective a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about how they how he was saying, I mean, he was like, he had it out for that guy, and he had just fired like a black guy right before. Mm-hmm. All of the things came out, and it was only 2 that were even serving on the entire force. So, he had it out for them anyway. And to say that he was going to clean house, and he said he's sick of them black bees and blah, 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 and womp, womp, womp. And I'm like, my God, today.
He was awful.
But he didn't know he was, but your butt was recorded. And the thing is, a lot of people were coming against that guy. Like, well, why are you coming out with it now? Because you're up for election. Because the election is here. So why are you bringing it out now? And, I forgot what his comment was, because I saw the interview, and he was like, I just think that people ought to know the truth. I'm like, but it wasn't the truth back then. It's been the truth. Now, he did say he went as high up as the governor and everything else, trying to get help on the situation, and nobody would hear him. Nobody would even touch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's that again. Goes to show you the elect.
Yeah, and then he said he don't like black people, and he especially don't like black Democrats.
Black Democrats. Yeah, he said I don't like black people. He said take that. I don't like black Democrats. Yeah, I can't stand black Democrats. Or I hate black Democrats, something like that.
He was
nasty. So well, hey, you better be careful, because you never know. That's what we got for you.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, come take us to the next one.
Moving. We keep it moving.
All righty. This is an interesting one. A California family has reached out to State Attorney General's office to ask for an independent investigation into the death of their loved one. The relatives suggest the family patriarch, who would still be alive if Los Angeles Police Department had not been negligent when attempting to apprehend a suspect who carjacked a victim while trying to evade law enforcement. On Thursday, October 13th, officers were in heavy pursuit of Joshua Renault, 31, in Inglewood, California. While chasing the suspects, reports say he allegedly carjacked Larry Walker, a 63-year-old father and a leader at an Inglewood facility for adults with disabilities. KTLA reports. Detectives started pursuing Renault about 5 p.m. after spotting him on the 5900 block of 7th Avenue, just north of Inglewood. During the pursuit, the suspect hit several patrol cars before causing the SUV to flip over near East Florence Avenue and North Prairie Avenue near Edward Vincent Jr. Park. The daughter also believes attention should be placed on both the suspect and the LAPD, saying while the criminal's act was reprehensible, officers should have used better discernment and stopped the chase after it went on for too long, she said. I do hold the man that killed my father responsible, but the operation and the way they attempted to apprehend that man was negligent. Hope Davis, Walker's sister-in-law, agreed, saying, at some point, you should have called that chase off. You should have called it off.
Yeah.
and it took a man's life.
Yeah. Yeah.
It took a man's life, and in a lot of instances, it's supposed to be illegal to do those types of chases because it puts other people in jeopardy. And I know that a lot of times they're trying to stop the driver, they're trying to stop them from doing what they're doing. But then when another life is in it's a catchy situation. I remember when it happened down here when these guys hijacked a UPS truck and the UPS driver was inside. He got hit by the crossfire between the people who hijacked it and the police. He was killed, as well as a person who was just an innocent person in their car. Where you know how you see this high speed chase, you have to stop because the police are there and there's this chase and they're surrounding the vehicle, and so shots went off. And not only were the guys who hijacked the truck, but the innocent driver in the truck, a young guy doing his job, and a person in their car driving on the highway, all were killed.
Mm.
Yeah, and I've been in situations like that. I remember one time I was driving down 595, and all of a sudden everything is coming to a stop. And I'm sitting there in my car, and police have their guns drawn at a car, like literally about 3 cars ahead of me. And so that was the type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
But this one guy in his car got caught in a crossfire, and so did the guy in the truck. So, but in this case, they were high speed chasing, and when you're doing that, and it's a long pursuit, at some point, you've got to consider the life of the people who are involved in it as well. And
yeah,
I would be angry too.
Me too.
So my heart goes out to them. I have no sound for that. Our thoughts and prayers go out to that family.
Yes, me too.
And I pray that you get the justice you deserve for your loved one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fellas, take us to the next one.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
Okay, this young man here, Takeoff. Anita, I'm sure she knows him. I ain't never heard of him. Who was 1/3 of the platinum selling group Migos?
Amigos, yeah.
Amigos. Oh yeah. Was shot and killed earlier Tuesday in Houston, Texas. A source close. Well, a source said. There's no source. He did die. He was 28. Police received a call of a shooting in progress around 2:34 a.m. local time in Houston. Police chief said officers arrived and there was a private party and found a dead man at the scene. 2 other people, a 23-year-old man and 24-year-old woman, was also injured in the shooting. Took themselves to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The employees told police an argument took place after the party ended when a large group of people gathered at the front door area outside of the building, which led to the shooting. A lot of people that were there, they fled the scene and did not stick around to give a statement. No, they were scared. They was gone. So he had a very unusual name. Finner identified the deceased man as Krisnick Carrie Ball, also known as Takeoff of the rap group. Mm-hmm. The news of Takeoff's death was a blow to the hip hop community. Still recovering from the last shooting that happened in September. And it goes on to saying how so many people saying very positive things about this young man. Now, I did read something earlier that they say that whoever did the shooting was not shooting at him. Mm-hmm. He got hit in the crossfire. So I read, I don't know, I haven't followed up on it. And, they go on, some people wrote, said this is horrible, from the tragedy of the death to the tragedy of being a video of him online. Right after he died, there's a video out there they're passing around. And my heart go out to his mom, because it said, Keke Palmer said she shared an Instagram referring to a video that appears to show the deceased rapper in the moments after he was shot. It was all tragic, but I'm so sorry to his whole family and all he touched. And it's really terrible. If it's a video, we like to post stuff, but some things, oh my God.
Some things you just don't post. I mean, I remember when Young Dolph got killed, and there was so many postings of his arm hanging out that window. You don't think about the people's family.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the thing is, I was heartbroken because he was actually the quiet one, and I'm familiar with the group and the music and stuff. It's not my cup of tea. Like I say, a lot of times I'll get the clean version of a lot of these songs, but they were very popular, very talented, and he, like I say, he was the uneventful, quiet one of the group. And it's very sad that it's like I was talking to my godson today, and he was like, "Man, you can't even." I said, "I don't know what you guys do these days in your club parties and all this stuff. He said, shoot. He said, it seems like that's all they do is shoot. I said, yeah. I said, back in my day, we would go to a party and then a man would come up and ask the lady, would you like to dance? And you
Yeah.
say, yeah. And you go out on the dance floor. They don't even do that anymore. They just stand around and hump and pump, humping in the sweat and then pumping in the grind and holding a drink. And then somebody break out into a fight and then you shoot and everybody run. I said, that's the extent of what y'all do today. But my condolences are to his family and to everyone whose heart is broken from the loss of Takeoff. It is definitely a sad loss. He's only 28 years old, gone way too soon. So our thoughts and prayers go out. We hit this too often and it's getting old, y'all. It's time to stop this foolishness. It really is. Whew. All right, fellas. Say what? Hey, fellas. Say what? Take us to the next one. Okay, take us to the next one. Well, give us a name then. Okay.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
I guess one day they'll get a name on that.
Yeah. How many there was? 7 of them.
Yes, I can't remember. I have to look at the thing again. All righty. All right, this is our last one. Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Born Rosetta Newman, March 20th, 1915. Oh, a year after my daddy. Died in October 1973. Wow. Was an American singer and guitarist. She gained popularity in the 1930s and 1940s with her gospel recordings characterized by a unique mixture of spiritual lyrics and electric guitar. She was the first great recording star of gospel music and was among the first gospel musicians to appeal to rhythm and blues and rock and roll audiences, later being referred to as the original soul sister and the godmother of rock and roll. She influenced early rock and roll musicians, including Little Richard, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, Chuck Berry, Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Eric Clapton. Tharpe was a pioneer in her guitar technique. She was among the first popular recording artists to use heavy distortion on her electric guitar, presaging the rise of electric blues. Her guitar playing technique was a profound influence on the development of British blues in the 1960s. Her European tour with Muddy Waters, all right, Muddy Waters, in 1964, with a stop in Manchester on May 7th, is cited by British guitarists such as Eric Clapton, Jeff Beck, and Keith Richards, willing to cross the line between scared and secular by performing her music of light in the darkness of nightclubs and concert halls with big bands behind her. Tharpe pushed spiritual music into the mainstream and helped pioneer the rise of pop gospel beginning in 1938 with the recording Rock Me and with her 1939 hit This Train. Her unique music left a lasting mark on more conventional gospel artists such as Ira Tucker Sr. of the Dixie Hummingbirds. All right. While she offended some conservative churchgoers, that's not surprising. With her forays into the pop world, she never left gospel music. Tharpe's 1944 release, Down by the Riverside, down by the water, lay down my burden. She was selected for the National Recording Registry of the U.S. Library of Congress in 2004, which noted that it captures her spiritual guitar playing and unique vocal style, demonstrating clearly her influence on early rhythm and blues performers, and cited her influence on many gospel, jazz, and rock artists. Her 1945 hit Strange Things Happen Every Day, recorded in late 1944, featured her vocals and resonator guitar with Sammy Price on piano, bass, and drums. It was the first gospel record to cross over, hitting number 2 on the Billboard Race Records chart, the term then used for what it later became R&B charts in April of 1945. The record has been cited as a precursor of rock and roll and alternatively has been called the first rock and roll record. In May 2018, Tharpe was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as an early influence. Look at God.
Yeah.
Look at that. Well, what you got to say about that, Nat?
And this particular woman, they did not give her the due because a lot of it was even I didn't utilize all of it. It was so many people that went on with rock and roll, and that they gleaned from her, and they were talking about she never got the her due, because you had a Johnny Cash, you had Eric Clapton, you even Aretha Franklin. There was so many of them that attributed this lady to some of the stuff that they learned, but they never talk about her. She not considered in that, but she was back in the 30s. That's what she was doing in the 30s. So she was amazing, and she didn't get her due. But one thing for sure, she may be going on, but we're gonna find out about all these great men and women that overlooked.
You
This
better
one was amazing. Eric Clapton, but we do know they all, got a little bit of something from people. We already know that, but anyway, yeah.
Well, that was good. I enjoyed that. That was a nice little run down history lane, right down memory lane. So we've come to the end, y'all. I'm so glad we had this time together, but we gotta go. So, with that being said, we have come to the conclusion of our show, and we will before we leave, we got a few little things that we want to have you do for us. Y'all know what's coming. You know what's coming. We want you to do a few things, just a few things, because this will still be up. So please still subscribe, like, and share. And if you're tuning in late, it's your first time, subscribe. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Tell somebody, I saw this great show called Can We Talk? Oh, man, we got to be there every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Yes, boom. So please subscribe, like, and share. The other thing is you can sow a seed. We are a nonprofit organization. Every seed sown, we pray that it returns to you 100-fold. So you can sow a seed via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide, or come into monthly covenant with us by becoming a patron. You become a patron by going to our website, movementworldwide.org, and you become a patron by clicking that button, and you set up your account and setting your amount. We ask for $12 a month. That's 40 cents a day, $2.80 a week. But whatever the amount, it is all greatly appreciated. The other thing is, everywhere you see that globe, follow us. That globe that's above Annette's head, when you see that and see movement above it, the movement in the acronym, that is us. Follow us on all social media platforms. Please, ma'am, please, sir. And you can also email us your thoughts, views, comments, praise reports, prayer requests, whatever your concerns, whatever, to info@movementworldwide.org. Now, before we go, I can give the rundown of what we got going on all week long. We start out our Tuesday nights with Annette L. Anderson, who graces us with her presence from her organization entitled SOAR. And her organization can be found on her website, boom, AnnetteLAnderson.com. That's AnnetteLAnderson.com. So you can find out her all of her information there, but she graces us with her presence every Tuesday night on Facebook and YouTube with TNT. That's Tuesday Night Talk, where we take flight and soar. That's speak, orate, articulate, and reverberate.
You had all this time. I needed to get right.
Speak, orate, articulate, and reverberate every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live on Facebook and YouTube. Then on Wednesday nights, come right back here. Join us on this platform at 7 p.m. for Can We Talk? Join us for our 3 vantage points of a great conversation, starting with our transformational topic, those thoughts and those idioms and phrases that just make you go, And then for that hard to have conversation, the one that nobody wants to discuss, they want to sweep it under the rug and say, shh, don't tell nobody. That's the power tool. Yes, we have that here. And then my favorite part of the show, the good, the bad, the ugly, coming from the news, the things that you hear about, the things you don't hear about, the stuff that's being whitewashed out of history. You're going to hear about it here through our Tea Time Topics. So join us every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. for Can We Talk? And then on Fridays, we'll be back, y'all. We've been gone for a minute, but we'll be back, and I got a topic for y'all on Friday. Join us on Fridays on Clubhouse. Go to your app store, download the app, join, sign up, find Annette L. Anderson and Anita Faye Wilson, find the Movement Globe, the Movers and Shakers room. But if you can't figure it out and you still having problems, we got that solved for you. All you have to do is text the word movers to 954-820-5050. What? 954-820-5050. What? 954-820-5050. What? 954-820-5050. Ah! Woo! You like that sound?
Yes.
Text the word movers to 954-820-5050 and you'll get a link right into the broadcast live on Clubhouse. Be there. It is something different happening there, y'all. You really should come. And then on Sundays, join us right back here on this platform, Facebook and YouTube, at Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. for Power Walk Sunday, where we inspire and motivate you to walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction, where there is always, say always, Annette.
Always.
Where there is always a word for you. Your thoughts, Annette, your final views and comments.
Well, we thank y'all so much for sharing with us. We're glad to be back. We needed the rest, but hey, we rest now. We're ready to work. So thank you so much. When you come next week, bring somebody. We would appreciate it. And just know at the end of the day, regardless of what you go through, you are worth it.
Well, we love y'all, but it's come to the conclusion. And it's time to go. We love y'all. Yes, we do. But guess what? The church, we are about to close. We about to shut down, but not before we... I love that little John. He be getting this praise on. All right, good people. So thank you all so much. And we will see you the next time. The next time we go live somewhere, give you the rundown. We'll see you. We love you. We appreciate you. We show you some love. Yes. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.
Walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction with Power Walk Sunday. Each and every Sunday at 10 a.m. live on multiple platforms.
Making sure that toxic relationship we came out of don't make us bitter, but make us better. And so you're looking for somebody good out there, but you're not good yourself. So the thing about it is working within yourself. When you go into the relationship as your best and they go into the relationship as their best, then you have a great relationship.
Welcome to another amazing episode of the TMC podcast.
As we continue to help you take your relationship from surviving to thriving.
TNT, that's Tuesday Night Talk with Annette L. Anderson, every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live on multiple platforms. Go where you can soar. That's speak it, orated, articulated, and reverberated. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Go to elbwell.com, join the journey, and take your life back. If you don't have your copy, get yours today at Amazon.com. That's Living Life One Quote at a Time by Annette L. Anderson. Helping us grow spiritually together. Tired of the fluff and puff of playing church? Ready to be a powerful vessel? Ready to work the word? Join Connie Green every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. And we're here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. live with Can We Talk? Your co-hosts, Annette L. Anderson and Anita Faye Wilson, with Tea Time Topics, where we discuss trending subjects and current events. You can also discuss these with your Can We Talk coffee mug. Email us at info@movementworldwide.org. They're $15, and that includes shipping. Make a donation via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide, or go to our website, click the Patreon button, and sow a seed of $12 per month. That's 40 cents a day. Whatever the seed, it's greatly appreciated. Be sure to follow us on all platforms. Click the notification button, subscribe, like, and don't forget to share.